People ask me, where are the med beds? I'm joined with Daniel Lakstins. Daniel, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Todd. How's it going?
It's going super duper awesome. The soul trap that people think that we live in, then maybe touch on med beds, because I've had some requests from people to talk about the matrix that we live in, that we exist in. But it's to do that, I need to give you some framework as to the misconceptions that are out there. Have you heard of these people talking about there's a soul trap around the earth?
If you believe that there's a soul trap, that means that you're generating yourself to be in the trap.
So it's this idea that the veil of forgetfulness that exists around Earth is created by ancient machinery or etheric technology, which separates you from your previous incarnation memories. And that's why you forget. And that's why you're trapped on planet Earth. In my remote viewing travels, we've never encountered any. And some remote viewers can view a thought form and they think that that is a real thing. They can't differentiate between an astral construction or something that's not there. So when something's an astral construction, it doesn't have as much effect. It's not real. But because a lot of these people believe there's this soul trap technology, remote viewers are able to view it and they think that it's real, but it's not.
It's true though. I mean, if you actually are thinking of a thought, then that thought then becomes a reality. We bring these ideas and thoughts into reality. It blows my mind how many people are thinking of different types of things that is actually trapping them even within their own personal reality.
So souls themselves cannot be held captive, and a soul exists as etheric energy, and you're living that, you're using that, you're animating your physical body with that. And I can remember my past lives, but it takes some conscious effort. I can remember back hundreds of thousands of years with my directed attention. And that's not, there's no technology making me forget that. It's just, it happened so long ago that it's hard for me to have a chain of custody. We've talked about this before too. When you wake up and you forget your dreams, it's kind of the same thing. You're living in a physical world right now, but those lives that happened 100,000 years ago, they're such a distant memory that it's like trying to remember a dream that you had 30 years ago.
It is interesting too, because memory, Frederick Dodson says basically, I think a few others like Rupert Sheldrake, they feel like your memories are retrieved from the universal consciousness. So we don't have enough brain matter here to hold lifetimes upon lifetimes of memories. And you have to find the frequency of that memory to pull it into your brain, your little terminal here. If you can't find a memory about something, you are complete the way you are. When you're feeling something, I mean, I know that when I'm making a decision, I don't have all the specific information, but I can feel what it feels like. I can feel that I want to make this decision.
Our hard drives aren't that big, and so we don't have the conscious memory that we do in this lifetime from countless lifetimes, but it does exist. And you're right, it is a frequency, it's an address, it's a vibration, it's a memory that exists in our etheric cloud, in our vibrational body, that we can tune to, like on a UHF dial on the TV. Old school reference, sorry, but that's what you're turning to.
A lot of times everyone, they want to actually be in the future. It's like they want to be where what they're hoping the future will be, instead of enjoying the present, right now. And then as we're enjoying the present, we're actually creating that memory. But how often do we go back and visualize and enjoy the experiences that we had in the past? What I find a lot of people doing is that, again, they feel like they're trapped, but in reality, they have the power to enjoy the memories of just a few days ago or a few weeks ago, a couple of years ago, the positive memories, and actually sit there and say, man, that was really cool. People aren't enjoying life because they're thinking about the terrible parts, or they don't even go back to enjoy that memory. And even the information they're recording in the present they're not enjoying this moment, this very moment in time.
I have an exceptional taste memory. And so I can remember everything that I've tasted, and I can pull that up in my head and re-experience the taste of something that I've had. If it was like 40 years ago, I still know exactly what it tastes like, and I can live that memory through taste.
Yeah, I have a pretty good taste memory. I started cooking when I was 4, and I loved oregano, was my favorite spice. But yeah, I can taste spices in my mind, and I can combine. When I was a little kid, I'd combine spices in my mental memory mind, and I'd sit there and say that would taste good, that wouldn't taste good, that would taste good, and I'd be tasting them with my mind. So that is a good practice. Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are spreading the false idea that there are med bed healing technologies just around the corner. So you may have seen some of this around before the 2020 election. That's a big hook for people because a lot of people experience sickness and illness in their life, and they want to latch onto an idea which is going to help them and perfect their health. People ask me, where are the med beds? And I tell them, there are no med beds forthcoming. There are no med beds that you will have access to in 2025, in 2026, in 2027. Not for 10 years. You're not going to see med bed technology in wide scale development. I don't think it's not even a 2045 thing, probably 2045, but that's when we'll see it. So don't put your hope on that idea that it's coming out. ETs have such technology, but there's nothing that will be available to the general population in terms of medbed technology for the next 20 years.
If someone is concerned about that, focus your attention. Think of being in a hammock, because you know what? I mean, if you don't, I mean, cross the bridge when you get there. You don't want to be thinking about being sick and preparing for something, because then you're drawing that into your reality. My father would say, when you get to a certain age, maybe in your 60s, buy a house that's a 1-story that has no steps, because he was thinking ahead. I thought about I might need a med bed. Now I'm in the med bed, and it's like, no, I'm in a cot, or I'm on a yacht. I'm floating in the ocean and enjoying life. That's what we should focus our minds on, what we want, not what we don't want.
You have the power to become your own personal med bed. So I tell people in healing that you're the best advocate for your health because you have a primary interest in staying healthy. So really take inventory of what's happening in your life and what you're doing, what you're not doing, and understand that you have the ability to step back in time and to imprint that old holographic DNA imprint of what your body was like 7 years ago, 14 years ago, 21 years ago, however long ago you want to go back. And you can meditate on that. And you can meditate on just that feeling of, oh, here is a problem that I've identified in my right knee. I remember when I didn't have that problem in my right knee, and I'm feeling what it felt like to not have that problem in that right knee. I accept the reality that I no longer have problem with that right knee, and that I'm going to wake up, and over the next few days, the next week, the pain will be completely gone.
Yeah, I will always say that, oh, my knee feels great. My knee is perfect. My knee feels great. This has happened to me several times over the past couple of years. I walk Maddie, my German Shepherd, and all of a sudden I'll have a knee pain. I'm like, what in the world? What did I do? And remember, at the moment that happens, you have a choice of assigning what that energy vibration that's coming through. You can assign it to something terrible, or you can assign the meaning of it to something else. And so, but if you assign a meaning that, oh no, I need knee surgery, then guess what you're drawing into reality. And I've seen so many people do this, and then I'll forget about it. And then I get distracted. Your mind gets distracted. And then like 2 hours later, I don't have any pain. It goes away.
And you remember, we talked earlier about a memory, and you can experience past memories, re-experience past memories. That's what you're doing when you're remembering your body how it felt when you were younger. And you're relearning and reteaching and re-educating your body on how to adapt. So you are the med bed that you've been waiting for. It's not out there. It is in 20 years, but don't hold your hat on the idea that you'll have access to them anytime in the near future, because they're not coming. They're not going to be here. There's no med bed coming, and anyone that tells you is trying to draw you in as a hook to give them something or feed their ego.
We have inherent abilities that we can practice, but it does take time. We have to take the time to do a 10-minute meditation. You need to set aside some time and put your phone down and stop listening to a podcast. Not right now, though. Wait until the end of this
Yeah,
podcast.
social media distraction is the cause for a lot of sleepless nights for people. And I think that that's really hindering the population, because they look at their phone the last thing they go to bed. They look at their phone the first thing when they wake up, and you're not focusing on yourself. So instead of looking at a screen, spend some time just breathing and feeling within about what's wrong with your body. What are you feeling? What are your needs this morning? What are your needs at night? How can you re-image yourself when you go to sleep to say, this is my Zen center in my bed. This is my relaxation center in my bed. This is my recharging station. So as I go to sleep, I'm not going to be distracted by screens. I'm not going to be distracted by anything else. I'm going to feel within, take some deep breaths, and just see what it is that needs rebuilding.
I think a lot of times our minds are constantly, like if something bad happens, then you're like going, oh, next time I'm going to do this. And then you'll think about it over and over, like, oh, you know what, though, next time I'm going to do this. And in my personal experience, next time never has happened. And all the extra time of practicing in my mind, if someone says this, I'm going to say that. Well, I've never ran into a person that said the same thing. Lightning doesn't normally strike twice. Why not fester or worry about things until you're in that situation? Because in most cases, you're not going to be in that situation. You're going to be in a situation where you're having fun, where you're hanging out with people that love you, where your life experience is going to get better and better if you focus your attention on that.
And focus your attention on yourself too. Focus your attention on knowing what's wrong with you and helping to correct that by using your own bed and your own physical body as your med bed. So you can heal you. And that is not woo-woo. That's not science fiction. That's telling you that you have the memory imprint of your original DNA before it was contaminated with electrical Wi-Fi soup that we all live in right now.
The point is I later on realized that, why am I spreading that propaganda? Because I was told this by someone, and I bought into the belief systems. And nowadays you can look at, different billionaires, and one eats organic and the other one drinks diet drinks and things like that, but they're both billionaires and they both can think clearly. But it really comes down to one major reason: it's your belief system. If you believe it's going to kill you, then what will be the result? If you think that you're getting sick, what's the result? So if you start telling yourself, and it takes time to reprogram your reticular activating system, takes time to reprogram that, but you can do that. We believe in you.
We believe in you. We know you can make it happen. So sit down to figure out what's wrong with you and figure out what you want to do to make it right, and identify the steps you can take, remembering your past, remembering your better health in the past, and turn back the clock.
Feel it, right?
Yeah, feel
And
it,
everyone
remember
realizes
it.
that Ronan and I are in our hundreds right now. We just visualize that we're in our 40s. So
Wouldn't that be great? A long time ago, in 1840. It's a good time. But you can change yourself. You can change yourself for the better. You can heal yourself, and that's not a bad thing to say. That's something I want everybody. Now, there are cases where you do need to seek out professional
Yes.
medical attention. This is not telling you to dissuade yourself from that or not do any of that. But a lot of the things that you feel are wrong with you now, you can better yourself through healing. You can remember, just resonate on your original DNA template, your newborn template when it was perfect and young and youthful and vibrant and full of possibilities. Let's
I
unleash the newborn you.
I still visualize my body as Chris Hemsworth, but I do maintain my muscle mass. Well, you can't see on here, but I mean, I maintain muscle mass just with visualization. But you do need to take the time, spend like 5 minutes. If you can't get to the gym, then I'll visualize a workout at the gym, but I speed it up. I'm like going, oh, 100. I'm just kidding. But, you can jump through. It's like 10, 11, 14, 23, 30. Yeah.
620.
Yeah. But you can do that. And I tell you, though, it does work. It's worked for me. If it works for me, it can work for anyone.
Hey, if people want to find out about me, they can go to Reality Forecast. I'm going to pause and take my TAP Temple Awareness Perception and Viewing course beginning on April 18th now of 2023. So got an extra week to sign up if you're interested. And if you want to find out more about my friend Daniel Lakstins, you can go over to
ultimaterealitysurfing.com. And if you want, just search Ultimate Reality Surfing, and you'll find me on TikTok and on my YouTube channel. And of course, we have the Ultimate Reality Surfing podcast, which Ronan co-hosts over there. So you get 4 podcasts a week where we're sharing insights and encouraging you to keep your mind focused on what you want so you can create the life you've always wanted.
We need one more stepping stone before I can delve into the matrix, but I appreciate everybody's suggestions. Leave comments below and let me know how we can help you out.
Hit
Thanks,
subscribe.
Daniel.
Yeah, and hit subscribe, and then also hit the bell so that way you're notified. And
Thank
thank
you. I
you,
forget
Ronan.
about that. It's good.
Yeah, do it right now.
Bye, everybody.